Yankee fans can breathe a sigh of relief as the Yankees get a much needed victory here in the final game of their series against the Toronto Blue Jays. It was an ugly series in what has been an ugly couple of weeks, but at least today the Yankees left us feeling pretty good about ourselves. Couple of things that stood out here in this game, and I guess, early on, you had the Yankees score first, which was crazy. The LeMahieu single in the Rizzo era. And then you had the Merrifield home run that hit off the wall. Was it twice? Which is one of the most bizarre things ever. But I guess those are the kind of things that happen when you keep losing. It's just weird stuff like that. DJ gets the Yankees back in the bottom of the third with, after, I think, two walks. LeMahieu singled into left. Scored. Benintendi made it 2-1. And then the Blue Jays tied the game thanks to the Yankees' terrible pitching. Loizaga with a single and then a walk. And then Peralta walks Bradley Jr., who can't really do anything right now at the plate. And Blue Jays tied up the game there. And that was before the Springer single. So the Springer single, then Bradley walk tied the game. And I was wondering at this point I was convinced the Yankees were going to lose this game because I've just watched this team the last 2 weeks. Especially, game was tied. There's one out. You have Peralta in there. And and then Trevino was the last guy. He came in before the final batter. And amazingly, the Yankees got Gurriel to ground into a fielder's choice at third, and they got Merrifield out at home. And then Guerrero grounded to shortstop, and then Oswaldo made he fumbled the ball at first, but made a great throw at first to get the Blue Jays, to get Guerrero out. And so we head to the bottom of the seventh, and then after a Trevino single, Andrew Benintendi, who has been under some scorn from Yankee fans, he's had his moments, but they've been far and few between, coming through with what we hope turns around the season. A couple days ago, we talked about how we were hoping the Josh Donaldson Grand Slam would turn around the season, and it really didn't. This one we're all really hoping turns around the season. Benintendi with his first home run as a Bronx Bomber made it a 4-2 game. And again, just about as good of a time as you can for Benintendi, who's been batting, 200 as a Yankee. For him to get the crowd riled up. And again, you saw the excitation. People have been dying to cheer this team, and they've given them very few reasons to do so. So that was huge of Benintendi to get that hit there. 2 hits on the day for Benintendi, so solid job of him. Him and LeMahieu, the guys, with 2 hits. And then Oswaldo, man. Even though he didn't get any hits today, he was 0 for 3, at least as I'm recording this. There were a couple big plays. In the 8th inning, the jump throw from short. We've been thinking a lot about Derek Jeter recently, with his documentary coming out. But that was so amazing to see. It felt like Derek Jeter was back just for a second. That was a fantastic play by Oswaldo, and you could tell the fans are just loving this guy. The same way that we loved Matt Carpenter when he came up. And I think people have pointed out the last rookie that has excited Yankee fans this much was Jabba. Jabba gave so much energy to this team when he came in, and then unfortunately that didn't end. I guess he was still on the championship team, but we all thought he was gonna be a starting pitcher or whatever. But for Oswaldo, again, he's just making big plays. He brings up so much energy to this team. It's a delight watching him. And again, that jump throw was everything that it brought us all nostalgia because we were thinking about Jeter doing that so many other times. And also today, we also got to give credit to the reason why we were able to be competitive in this game is because Nestor was lights out. 6 innings. He did give up the 1 run in the third, but outside of the Merrifield mistake, a pretty great game for Nestor. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. His ERA is 2.68. He is the ace of this team right now because Garrett Cole is too unreliable. I feel like the man that we love right now is Nestor. And yeah, we still got to worry about Frankie and guys like that. But man, Nestor is able to just, for the most part this year, been incredibly reliable for this team. And he's been just a thrill. So another solid outing from him. Again, 5 strikeouts. Really carried the Yankees there on the pitching department. And the Yankees did score 4 runs. Scoring a lot has been a problem. And they were able to, they didn't score 6-7, but again, they were able to do that because Nestor was as lights out as he was. Loizaga made the one mistake, and then after that, a nice job by Trevino to get out of that. And it was a great way, because today, especially on Paul O'Neill Day, in which was such a, it was great seeing the Warrior get his number retired, and there was an energy in the crowd. People, love that. And it was kind of sad to see people were like, let's talk about the past of the Yankees, the way past, considering that we can't talk about what's happening on right now because the team keeps losing. So it was great that today here on Paul O'Neill Day, they were able to honor him by winning that game. And also, it was funny, one little thing about Paul O'Neill retirements. Hal Steinbrenner got booed during the presentation, which is only fitting. And, you see that sometimes, like James Dolan gets booed a lot by Knicks fans whenever he has to do anything. So it was nice seeing, and Hal deserved it. The Yankees have not been good as lately, so I'm glad that Hal got booed, as long as that's it. And, again, it was a great tribute here on Paul O'Neill Day. Look, the series is over. We were able to get by Manoah. Now we've got a very difficult couple of games coming up. DeGrom and Scherzer back-to-back, and that is not ideal for anybody. And I know that the Mets have had their struggles as of late, but despite all that, they're still, 3 games up? They've been 4-6 in their last 10. They're still, 2.5 games up in the NL East, at least as of the time we're recording this, because right now they're in a rain delay. They losing to the Phillies 7-4. It's still DeGrom and Scherzer, and that still terrifies me. So the Yankees, this better be a wake-up call. We were on the last wake-up call. We had the Donaldson Grand Slam. We were thinking, oh, wow, the season's turned around. Here we go. And then we lost, 3 in a row after that. So let's use this game. Let's use the Benintendi home run as a wake-up call. Let's get going. I'm not expecting much out of facing DeGrom and Scherzer, but let's try. And if we can't, at least try to get to the Mets bullpen. Let's try to do something there. Get the offense going. We need it right now. We cannot afford any more losses. So, great win for the Yankees today. Happy with Benintendi, especially. And again, Oswaldo is just a star. And, yeah, the Yankees get a much-needed victory. And now they're back up to 8 games in the American League East, which is important because I found out yesterday, thanks to Katie Sharp on Twitter, that the record for the biggest division lead or league lead ever blown was 1951. The Dodgers up 13 games on the Giants to Bobby Thompson, shocking around the world. We thought it was the Red Sox, but apparently the Red Sox in 78, because we all know about the stat 14.5, the Yankees were behind. Apparently, that was not the Red Sox biggest lead. The Red Sox biggest lead was 10. The Yankees were down 14.5 to the Red Sox, but they were in 4th place. So the Red Sox biggest lead, I think, was only 10 in that stretch. So the record is actually 13. The Yankees were up 15 at one point. 15.5 maybe. We cut the deficit in half. We're back to 8 now. Let's try to keep it there. Let's try to not. Let's try not to set history. We already made history in 2004. Let's not make another type of bad history. Let's hope we can get wins here. Let's try to get going starting today. That's it for now, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, if you'd like to see, make sure you subscribe down below. I'll be back tomorrow to break down the first game of the Subway Series between the Yankees and the Mets. Take care and God bless.